My racist HOA demanded traditional non-political flags only, so I flew the 12th century Benin flag.
So my neighborhood used to be pretty chill, honestly.
A nice little slice of suburbs in the US where people mostly kept to themselves. We had the usual mix, of course, a few pride flags, a couple of Black Lives Matter signs,
The occasional "in this house we believe" lawn sign, not a big deal at all because nobody cared.
Then, the new fucking HOA board got elected. And here we go. I fucking knew it. Their whole campaign was this thinly veiled, make the neighborhood great again bull. You know the type. All about preserving traditional aesthetics and community standards. We all knew what that meant. It was led by a woman we'll call Melania, a textbook fucking Karen with a haircut you wouldn't ever want your scumbag enemy to have, and, of course, that undebatable belief that her opinion is fact. Sure enough, about a month after they took over, the email landed in my inbox. The subject line was innocent sounding. New community flag and signage policy. I knew right then. My stomach dropped. I just fucking cringed reading that email. The email was full of corporate shenanigans about maintaining a cohesive and apolitical environment. Then it got to the meat of it. A new rule stating that any flag flown on a resident's property must be traditional in nature and non-political. The fucking audacity. It specifically allowed for the American flag, state flags, and military flags. Everything else was subject to review, and let's be real, that's just a cowardly way of denial. Within a week, the pride flags were gone. The BLM signs vanished. The neighborhood now looked fucking sterile, stripped of any possible personality. And I was fucking pissed. A slow-boiling anger that just builds up in my gut. They didn't ban those flags outright. They had to create all this subjective rules so they could bully anyone they didn't like. Non-political, my ass. So, I decided to comply. Oh, I was definitely going to comply so hard they wouldn't know what hit them. That night, I went down a historical rabbit hole. I'm a person of color, and their traditional clearly meant white European tradition. So my goal was simple. Find the flag that was undeniably traditional, historically significant, and absolutely not from a tradition they'd be comfortable with. After hours of research, I found it. The perfect, most beautiful solution to my problem. The fucking flag of the Benin Empire. Now, for those of you watching a narration of this on YouTube or TikTok or some shit, I hope the channel puts a picture of that sweet flag on screen right now. It's not some complicated design or anything, but probably controversial, it definitely is. It's a massive red flag. In the center, there's a simple, stylized depiction of a king, an oba, beheading a man with a sword. It's fucking perfect and low-key powerful, to be honest. And it's very, very traditional, one might say. A beheading, bro, no fucking way. I want to see their faces when they saw the fucking flag. The Benin Empire was a pre-colonial powerhouse in West Africa, flourishing from the 12th century until the late 19th. This wasn't some obscure banner. This was the flag of a major, long-standing empire. Traditional as hell. I found the custom flag maker online and ordered the biggest one they made, a glorious 5x8 foot beast. It cost me about $120 and it was worth every single fucking penny. When it arrived, I hoisted that bad boy up my flagpole with a massive grin on my face. The bright red fabric billowed in the wind, the image of the symbol proudly flown against the sky. It was weirdly patriotic. Washington definitely fought for this fucking moment. It took less than 24 hours for Melania's first email. Dear resident, it has come to our attention that you are flying a flag in violation of community standards. Please remove the flag depicting a violent act. I replied with a cheerful, "Hi Melania, can you please clarify which part of the rule my flag violates? It is a traditional flag from a recognized historical empire. Thanks." She responded saying it was clearly political and inappropriate. This was the moment I was waiting for. I typed up my response, sources and shit. Hi, Melania. Thanks for your concern. The flag is a historical design from the Benin Empire, which was founded in the 1100s. It is far more traditional than the American flag, which wasn't adopted until 1777. As for its political nature, it's a historical standard, not a modern political statement. If you're interpreting it as political, that seems like a personal issue. The depiction is no more violent than many historical state flags that depict battles or weapons. Per the HOA's own rules, my flag is perfectly compliant. Banning it would suggest that the HOA only considers certain traditions to be acceptable, which could be seen as discriminatory. Have a great day. Checkmate. My guy literally just trapped them in their own stupid rule. Silence. Sweet, beautiful fucking silence from the HOA. They had absolutely no move to make. If they pushed it, they would have to explicitly state, we meant only white traditional flags are allowed, and even they weren't fucking dumb enough to put that in writing. But the neighbors? Yeah, they were furious. I could see them staring at it from their windows. I got a nasty side-eye kid when I went to get my mail. One of Melania's cronies actually stopped me and said the flag was horrifying to her children. Oh no, the children. As if they haven't seen way worse on the internet already. Give me a fucking break. I just smiled and said, it's a wonderful opportunity to teach them about world history. The ultimate bless your heart comeback. He's so savage for this. The best part, some of the people who took down their pride flags, they saw what I did. A few days later, the Gadsden flag, Don't Tread on Me, appeared on one lawn. On another, the Gonzales flag from the Texas Revolution. Come and take it. All historical, all traditional, all fucking compliant. Yo, I fucking love it when people are obviously petty, but at the same time, what you gonna do about it, huh, Karen? The HOA is completely fucked. They're forced to allow this wave of historical passive-aggressive flags, and Melania has to look at a massive red flag depicting a beheading every time she drives down my street. They wanted a traditional neighborhood. They just didn't think I'd get to pick the tradition. Fuck HOA. That last line is low-key a mic drop. He played their game so well and won. TLDR, my racist HOA made a rule against non-traditional political flags to ban pride and BLM flags. I complied by flying the massive historical flag of the West African Benin Empire, which features a beheading. They can't ban it without exposing their own bigotry, and now the neighborhood is full of passive-aggressive historical flags. The best part, the absolute best part, is the fucking flawless logic. Oh, my flag from the 1100s isn't traditional enough for you? He used their own bullshit racist keyword, traditional, and beat him over the head with it so fucking hard. They wanted to play dumb, so he got historical on their ass. Perfect. And just imagine that Karen waking up, getting her coffee, and seeing a giant red flag of a dude getting beheaded, and knowing she's the reason it's there. The sheer pettiness is just, what the fuck do you even do? You can't complain, you can't do anything. You just have to fucking look at it every single day. That's 100% a win.